The Outskirts Tournament Expert Division Weekend Round Hole number 7. I want to start by saying I spent a few hours looking for something consistent on this hole and just haven't found it yet. So what I'm going to give you is not the most consistent, but it's an easy birdie. I haven't had any issues. Greats, both sides have been safe and, putting for birdie if you don't get the drop. You can play this with a P3 wind 4 ball, but I do recommend using a 4-3-4 ball or a 4-2-4 or a 5-2-3 like a luminary. You need at least 2 side spin. At least if you're using a P5 ball, you can get away with a wind 3 ball. If you're using a P4 ball, you need a wind 4 ball. It's P3 start, no move target. So you start with a P3 ball, don't move your target, switch to whatever ball you like. You can, like I said, you can stay with the King Slayer type ball, but if you do, there's a good chance you're going to pull into OP on the drive. You get way different rollouts on this drive. So if you get the short rollout, you're going to have to bounce over or play overpower for the approach, which is fine. It's doable. If it's a no move target, no adjust shot, after you start with the P3, switch balls if you like. I definitely recommend at least a 4-2-4 ball to give you the best chance, even though it's a tough drop. For our approach shot, so it's full OP. The only time I move my target is when I am above 8 mile an hour. Anything, so if you're using a luminary, any winds 8 mile an hour plus, you're going to adjust. Anything above 8, you're going to adjust your rings. So if you got an 8.4 wind, line up like you're going to adjust a normal shot and then pull 0.4 because it's 8.4. So anything above 8, so the 0.4. If it's 9.1, then you adjust 1.1. Besides that, anything below 8, you don't need to move your target. You don't need to adjust. You don't need to do anything. Just 6 top, 1 right spin, full OP, no curl. Do your best to hit perfect. Greats have been safe on the drive. The approach shot, P3 is 0% at slider, so no elevation at slider. Using a cat, playing a rough bump here. So I'm going to end up at 2 left spin and 0.8 top spin. And what we want to do is find the +1 and then count rings down until the second bounce is on the top third of the fringe, right? And the right side of the ball guide is touching the left edge of the cup, right? So sometimes you're going to be in plus yards. Sometimes you're going to roll long and you're going to be out of plus yards. You're going to have to count rings. But it's real easy. Just push up to the +1. Then pull rings back to your second bounce is on the top third of the fringe. However many rings that is, you're going to minus that from 77% slider, which is the +1. If you have a cat 5 or 6, you're going to minus 5% for every ring. Cat 7 minuses 4% for every ring, and Cat 8 will minus 3% for every ring. So if you got Cat 7, you're 3 rings short of the +1. 3 times 4 is 12. 77 minus 12, you're going to play the shot at 65 slider, right? It's once you got your cat, you know what your percentage is. It's not very difficult to figure out. 70, because you're pushing up to the +1, that's 77. So if you're 3 rings from there with a cat 7, you're going to play it 65 slider. But what's most important here when you're setting this up is once you get in this relative position, you want to slide your target to the right and to the left. I would go at least 1 ring to the right. You don't necessarily need to go left, but go 1 ring right. Make sure you don't see the ball guide kick real hard to the right. There's one particular spot here where the ball guide glitches really hard and it kicks over to the right pretty hard. You want to be left of that by at least a ring, okay? So just look for that quickly. If you're nowhere near it, you're good. If it's right next to where you're set up, then remove some side spins so that you're set up left of that. You don't want to hit that glitch. Beyond that, wins below 7 will play just before circle break OP, and wins 7 plus will play circle break OP. There are a couple of different wind angles that are going to require some minor tweaks. The wind angle I'm going to show you here, I actually stick 2 clicks of right curl on it because it's a little more crosswind and it's pulling me away from the hole a little bit. So I use a couple of clicks of curl here to get me back in line with the flag. So you can see where I'm pointed here. This wind angle, you need about 2 clicks of curl if you're looking at the bridge. Anywhere, just right of these bushes and in these. If you're over here to the right side of these bushes, you don't need any curl. If you're on the left side of the bushes, you need a couple of clicks of curl. If you're over here by this column, you need about 6 clicks of curl. And over here, you need about 8 clicks of curl. And I know that's a little much. That's if you're really trying to get the drop. You're going to need to do that. Besides that, pull it straight. If anything, I would say favor a slight 59 flicker, but mostly I'm just trying to pull straight here. Don't forget your OP. Hit perfect. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, and hopefully you can get lucky and get the drop here. It is tough. I'm still trying to tweak this out, but most importantly, it's a safe, easy birdie with a decent chance at the eagle. So I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get the drop, and we'll see you on the next one.